Welcome back to another tutorial. In this lesson we're going to be signing in. From the web page we'll be creating a user, which will go in here, and then we'll also store some information in the database. So we're the user. So when we actually sign in, Firebase will give us this user UID. It's like a unique identifier, and then we're going to take that and we'll put it in here as a document like that. We should also probably put it in here as well. We'll do that in another lesson, but let's see. So sign in page, we're on the registration page, new account. We've got registration success over here. Okay, and then also when we do something like this, I'll log out again. Registration error, the email address is badly formatted, so it picks up on that. And so the errors will get logged down here. So how do we do it? We'll go into here, our project. Okay, first up, this mistake again. I don't know why I've done this, but get rid of these brackets. So you don't want these. You'll get a strange error. You won't know what it is. That's all in the app.js page. Just make sure you get rid of those. Okay. I'll leave that open and come back to it later in case anyone's daydreaming. So anyway, auth actions. We're going to create a new function, register. So you can probably copy a bit of this, but it's a bit different because you have more then statements. So do this, it's probably self-explanatory. Do this function from Firebase. Get the new user.email from the state, new user.password. That gets sent off. Once it's finished, it comes back here, and then we'll log it to the database. So we'll get the user, we'll get this user ID because we get this response .user.uid. That's that unique identification number we're talking about. Okay, and then got first initial. We just grab the first initial from there because we're going to stick that. Why can't I see this? Well, when we log in, you'll see that thing there. We'll just stick it up there in a later lesson with your initial like it has up here, something like that. So come back here. So you got the response, and then after all that is done and successful, we'll dispatch as we normally do, registration success. Or if there's an error in either of these, we're going to catch it and get registration error, and it'll tell us that error like password isn't big enough, stuff like that. So come up to the auth reducer. You're going to add these in here, registration success. They'll have no error. Just copy the state there, and then the error will return an auth error with the action.error.message. So action.type, we also have action.error.message, which is like the password isn't long enough, email not formatted correctly, stuff like that. Okay, so now to the register page. You want to import connect and then port register. If you go to the sign in page, you can probably copy that and start from there as a bit of a template. Okay, so you import that. It's actually imported from the same place as the sign up is imported if you copy and paste in the sign up page. Sorry, I'm going to slow down a bit here. Anyway, so do this. First come down the bottom. When you map state to props and map dispatch to props, and do all this as well. So we're going to return an auth in the props, which is the state.firebase.auth, and then the auth error. So we've got those properties there in this component. and the map dispatch the props. So have this register thing. It's going to take in our state, which is we'll call new user, and we'll dispatch register with new user, which we'll should know by now because you've done it so many times. Call this and go through here, which comes through to here. Okay, so it's all done. We'll come back to this in a second. Come up to here. I've just had an ID there, but it's actually a value. I'm not sure why that was like that, but it was. I'll leave that for you guys actually. A handle submits. So you can get rid of the console.log. And this .props to register with the state. So it's going to take in this, the email, password, username. Do that. It will go through map dispatch to props, take the state, dispatch, send the dispatch to the register function. That will go through this, give you an error or success. Auth reducer, it will match one of these up, and then yes, we'll go back to the register page, and up here you're on the auth error, cons auth and auth error. Get that from this .props. Come down here. If there is an auth error, we'll put it in here like so, or if there's not, they'll put null, so nothing be on the screen. But if there is, we'll have this put on the screen like I showed you before. Okay, so that's pretty much it. There's probably a few more things to do. I'll do in coming up lessons. Like once I register, show this error, like stuff like this we'll need to fix. Oh, already in use, so we're actually already logged in now, so we'll log out again. Like stuff like that, we have to, once we sign in successfully, we have to go from this page to the great page, but we'll do that later. See, like in this, we don't, that's not a good user experience, so we want to put some sort of safety to catch that if there's no username. Like, could you please add new username? So anyway, doesn't really matter what you put in here for this example. Let's log out again so we can create a new user. Register. Done successfully. Like, that didn't even get put off the screen, so that's another thing we need to fix. And yeah, we've seen the registration page, which you shouldn't. Okay, so log out again. Okay, thanks. That's all for this lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson.